my initial thoughts are kind of straightforward. I think we figured out a lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff we're taking kind of proven designs from the 2020 season, and we're kind of incorporating those into this year's robot. We're trying to do stuff that's a little more complicated, so hopefully we're not going to run out of too much time on those components. By themselves, I think the components are all really good designs and really good ideas, but it's going to be the main challenge is going to be integrating them all together, getting them all to work fluidly together, and yeah, so I think that's where we're going to have to spend most of our time in. It's just making sure everything's going to work together, but I think it'll be good otherwise.
We're going to go through a bunch of different designs, and it's all going to happen really fast. We have to prototype as fast as possible and just try and get the designs done. I just hope we can pull it all together.
I think it's going to be pretty intense. I think it's going to be interesting to see how we see all the people interact and like the ideas flow and see how people communicate and work together. And so I think it's going to be really intense, and I'm not sure how well it will go, and I hope the mechanisms work and our electrical board is good and our climber launches into space.
I hope we didn't bite off more than we can chew. We're trying to do a lot this year, especially with us kind of knowing already what the game was. We can take some ideas that we had in the past and kind of put them together here. So we'll see. It's gonna be tight on time for sure.
Well, it's a lot more involved than I originally thought it was going to be. I think it's gone together pretty well. Going pretty fast. Everything's getting put together. Like we already almost had the hopper done. 3 days seemed like really fast, but I almost think we're going to be able to get it done sooner.
So far seems to be going good. It's the beginning, so everything's still up in the air, but it's starting to go.
It's fun. It's definitely different than high school. A lot less time to plan things out and make prototypes, but it's really fun.
I think this year it's going to be a lot more interesting. We have some inspiration from years before, but also we're adding some artistic license on robots we haven't seen capable of doing until now. Hopefully it inspires some other teams later on in the build season to do something likewise, or maybe learn not to do what we did.
The build is going well. We've gotten a good part of the construction done, and tomorrow we'll be able to quickly add some more parts onto the loading mechanism so that it'll be ready to test by early in the day tomorrow.
We have a solid plan so far. We'll see if we can do it in 72 hours or not.
Well, it's definitely weird doing the same thing over again from last year, but there's always room to make extra improvements. And I think it's interesting to have the advantage of being able to have learned from what people did last year and being able to, for once, actually see things in action before you get to building instead of starting completely from scratch. So that's been an interesting element this year.
Probably for this year, for Ri3D being my first year, I'm pretty excited to give it a shot, trying to build a robot in 3 days. Really looking forward to building a climbing mechanism for the robot.